Scotty, thank you very much for joining us. 1-1 draw, down to 9 men. How did you do that?
Teamwork, grit, determination, togetherness, believing in each other, all of the cliches, the adjectives that you use to describe a team that's pulling in one direction, I guess. And listen, it feels like a win, of course it does. Listen, I feel quite emotional at the end of that game. I think I look around the change room after and I just look at an honest bunch of lads. We try our best every week. We're up against it some weeks against better sides, bigger sides than us, bigger budgets and all that, probably bigger players than us. But one thing that we won't do is throw the towel in, and I think you can see that today. There is no way that anyone can go away and question what we did today for the football club. Every man that was involved, the fans were absolutely brilliant. They really spurred us on. Just immensely proud to lead this club at the moment. Obviously it's one game, it doesn't define anything, doesn't mean anything, but I can go away home happy tonight. It feels like a win. Before the red cards, felt really good. I thought all the lads were doing exactly what we asked them to do. Felt like we were on top in the game. They had a couple of half chances, but to be down to 9 men after 25 minutes, 30 minutes was it? I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. I don't know, but just a massive, mammoth effort from everyone. I think people will go home happy with that one.
Obviously, a huge factor, 2 red cards. So how did you see that?
I'll be honest with you. I thought Joe was fouled as he went into the tackle. I thought he got pushed, and he said that he was. I actually thought the ref was going to give us a free kick. I couldn't see it. I didn't have a great view. And then Elliot's been sent off after for grabbing someone round the throat. It happens all the time in non-league. It's not Premier League. People go to VAR and look at decisions, and if you grab someone around the throat and push them away, listen, once you've sent one player off, you don't need to send another one off for grabbing someone and pushing them away. If that's going to be the case, there's going to be sending offs every week. But it's in front of their dugout. I had a word with the ref, and I was bitterly disappointed. And then about 10 minutes later I saw something on the pitch that I was really angry about as well, but I'm not going to go into it. But listen, I think we're up against it, and people made decisions today that were going to cost us at one point, but I'm glad that we can go home happy.
Obviously down to 9 men, then you conceded just before the half-time. So what were your words during the half-time?
Just stay in the game. I'll be honest with you, we tried to remain positive, and I think people could maybe see a little bit of negativity creeping in, because to play against Worthing, who are one of the best footballing sides in the league, with 11 men, to play with them against 10 men is difficult, against 9 is nigh on impossible. So we just said stay in the game, wait for opportunities, and I thought in the second half, Obi was absolutely fantastic. First half I thought he was awful when we had 11 men, but second half absolutely brilliant. Just spoke to Yeller and Togs in there and said, where did that second half performance come from? Because the first half he wasn't great, but second half he looked like a proper player, and I'm so happy for him. I think he really drove us on. He gave us an out ball. Not sure if he won the corner for us, but then obviously we looked dangerous from set pieces. I wrote on the board before the game, they're not a big side, and lo and behold it came from a corner. Second ball, third ball, I think then the fourth time Johnny's managed to find a way to get into the goal, but there was a corner just before that. I think it might have been the one that led to the corner that we scored from. I think it was like pinball in there, and I was desperate for it to go in. But then you score, was it 64 minutes? I remember looking at the clock thinking there's still half an hour left. The crowd's erupted, the players are getting overly excited, and all I'm thinking is we've got half an hour left of backs against the wall. Will Dennis was absolutely brilliant in goal. He made a couple of really good saves, but his handling and stuff was just class. Looks like a Premier League keeper at times like that. Just his talking, his organisation. I'm just so happy. I feel quite emotional. Just looking around at those boys a minute ago, they're such an honest bunch. They're such a good bunch, and I'm delighted that I get to manage them. They're a delight to manage.
Down to 9 men, you kept Worthing, which is, like you said, one of the top teams in the league, on 1 goal. So was that something that you are really proud of today? Yeah,
of course. I think to keep a clean sheet in the second half against 11 men when we have 9, no one in the ground would have bet on it. Not hope in hell. I'm not a betting man. I used to be, but even I wouldn't have had a bet on it. I didn't think we'd keep a clean sheet. I thought that we might be able to nick a goal, but then you're always wary that they might nick another one or another 2. But yeah, listen, I'm just so proud of the lads. We knew that we were going to have to ride a bit of luck at times, and they did have a few half chances, but so did we. And I used to play with their manager back in the day, probably 10, 12 years ago now, and he just said to us at the end, he said, "Do you know what, mate?" He said, "You deserve that." And it means a lot to hear it from another manager. He could obviously see that we're fighting for one another, fighting for the football club, and I think I can go home extremely proud tonight. Definitely enjoyed my Sunday. It feels like a win and we know it's not, but having looked at the other results around us, a couple of teams won, everyone else drew, so it could be a massive point come the end of the season.
After such a performance, does that give you an extra confidence going to the Tuesday game against Concord?
Yeah, I just said that it needs to galvanise us now. It needs to take us into Tuesday. People will look at the result and say that Slough have come back from 1-0 down, 9 men. They've clearly not thrown in the towel. They're digging in, so hopefully they know we're going to fight until the end of the season. However long it takes, if it goes down to the last game of the season, then so be it. If we're able to sort of cure the relegation battle earlier, then so be it. But we'll keep fighting every game, and I think people know that. But yeah, obviously going into Tuesday, it gives us a massive lift going into that game. Obviously we're going to have to make some changes. I'm suspended, but yeah, we've got people to come back. Even last night, Mo Walshy pulled out, Bushy pulled out this morning. We were up against it. That's not what people realise or what people see, but they'll obviously see it when they see this interview. Yeah, this morning it was a lot of hard work trying to rejig the team, but yeah, through adversity comes strength of characters, people like that, and I'm just delighted to sort of walk out onto the pitch with them most of the time. And then Yella and Togs, they just said in there as well, we've got something special in there. It's a really, really good group, but obviously we see it every day in training, not every day, but we see it in training on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then we see it on a match day. It's just, I call it like no idiots. It's as simple as that. We've got no idiots in amongst the group. We've got a lot of people that just want to work hard, do well for one another, and hopefully people saw that today, but we can't now go into Tuesday and play any differently. We need to play as though we're in a relegation fight, which I said to the lads before the game. Be aggressive in everything we do. Run hard, run fast, don't give teams opportunities, and I thought we did that for large spells today. So yeah, absolutely delighted.
All right, thank you.
Cheers guys, thanks very much.